Being a prospector is a great feeling and hard to compare. Out in the wilderness, putting yourself to the test. Walking these woods year after year, with the test of time, I feel there is no turning back, and I'm lost to these woods with no fears. After so many years, one starts to see more than the gold path. Working the pan, one can't help but see everything out here. Like this little flower I find nowhere else but here, year after year. Or how about this rose bush with some sort of orange fungus that grows upon it? Kind of interesting to me. Here's something I wanted to share with you. As I pan the day away, I witnessed something I've never seen with these dragonflies. Mostly they work the water alone and are aggressive with each other. But I watched these critters, so much older than us, team up and create a perfect storm. First I noticed them flying right by each other without changing course. I thought, that's weird, so I watched a bit more. Then I noticed there was about a dozen, which was a lot for such a small pool. This is a cool bug and just got a lot more interesting to me. While panning, I started to notice they were working in a pattern, flying up and down the water's edge on both sides. While putting down my pan and sitting back, as these bugs just got a lot more interesting to me, and I was intrigued to see what they were up to. After a while, I noticed not only were they flying up and down the water's edge, but there was ones in the middle working a zigzag pattern up and down the water within the other's flight pattern, and others flying right overhead of that pool. Once all their work had come together, you could really see what they were after. Just like fish in the sea, they've created a huge bait ball, and we're all taking turns using the shadow to light across that pool, and picking off easy meals. It's no wonder these bugs have stood the test of time. I don't know if this has ever been documented, as corralling all these bugs would only work in these canyon pools and pass down from generation to generation. I felt a little more connected with this place, as this has been going on here for thousands of years. I'm sure this fella was a bit disgusted with the whole thing, but really just a little jealous. Well, figuring out what them dragonflies were up to was very cool to me. But it's time for me to get back to digging and solve another puzzle. These gravel layers aren't producing any gold, but we're going to punch down as far as we can and see what we can see.
Well, if this isn't getting a little confusing, I don't know what is. Seems like I'm digging down backwards. Punch through that clay layer, I thought it felt a little bit hollow. It's only about 3-4 inches thick. Then it went into a clay gravel sand mix. And then I went into a sand layer. And now I'm back down on a clay. I just don't know what to think anymore. You guys should keep on digging through this or what? Yeah, like say we got the old river up here. It's resting on this false bedrock of fairly compact gravel clay. And then clay layer, which is around 3 to 4 inches deep, dropping on an angle. Then I went into a gravelly mix. Now I'm into a sand. And then I hit another clay layer down here, which seems to also dip on an angle here. You know, guy just doesn't know what to think about this anymore. It's just not even making sense. If anything, the sand should have been on top. Went into a gravel mix. But yeah, here for some reason it seems to be a little backwards. More than likely what happened is a couple different events in time, obviously. It's definitely water organized. You can tell by the little layers in here. Guys should probably keep on punching down here. I have to open this up a little more. Take my steps down here a little bit. Otherwise the guy's gonna need a rope to get out of here. We'll dig this out and we'll see what's down here. Otherwise it's just gonna bug me. So we'll get this step knocked down so we can get down to this next level in here a lot safer and easier. Yeah, let's get to it. Well, we're finally at a point where a guy can't just shovel over his head anymore. I never liked this part, hauling buckets. But it's the easiest way to get her done. Yeah, we're starting to get down there now. Hopefully it's not too much further down to the bottom. Starting to fantasize about an excavator. Whoa. Take me about 5 minutes to dig this out and better. Whoa. Yeah, we don't have an excavator. So we gotta do her the old way. Lots of labor. Bucket by bucket. We'll get her done. It's time for me to knock my steps out here again. Otherwise, I won't be able to go any further down. Yeah, hopefully it ain't too much further down. Something different, something a little more interesting. Yeah, we'll knock these down to the next level here, and then we'll start punching our way down again. It'd be nice to have a machine. And then a guy gets soft too, eh? Sitting in a machine all day. Wait till I'm older. Well, we got the stairs carved out nice. That took the better part of the day. I have to chip every inch away out of here. The shoulders are really starting to burn. Yeah. Almost punch down here a little ways. Take it a little bit easy today. I don't want to totally burn my shoulders out. It's a lot of chipping and shoveling. Yeah, inch by inch. Yeah, personally I think gold should be worth a lot more than it is. Sure, a lot of hard work. Oh. Yeah, bucket by bucket. Slowly getting down there. Oh. Starting to get a little painful though. Oh man, just don't know what to think of these layers anymore. It's definitely not typical for this waterway. More something that a guy would generally see in a larger river, the Fraser or something. Yeah, we hit another gravelly sand mix down here underneath a sandy clay, on a clay, sandy gravel clay, gravel mix, really compact clay, compact gravel mix with the old river sitting on top. Yeah, starting to think that this is your modern channel, and this down here might be something totally different. Yeah, definitely interesting. Every hole I seem to dig offers up something new. Yeah, a lot of work to go on this sample hole yet before anything's answered. And like I say, worst case scenario, once I'm done in here, I'm going to cut right through this hill. I'm going to take this whole deposit right out, drop all them boulders down in here. We'll follow this clay and false bedrock, and we'll get the gold that's sitting in this hill. So if there isn't a reward in the bottom, there's going to be one here. Yeah, I don't know how much further a guy can go down safely. Already starting to get down here pretty deep. Feels like a pretty solid clay layer. And it does have larger rock in it. Nothing huge. Oh yeah. This is going to be a nightmare to try to chip through this. I just don't know. We'll work at this for a little while. See how ugly it actually is. If a guy could punch through it. But if it's a really heavy, thick layer of clay, I'm just gonna set up the high banker. I'm gonna take this old river out behind me here, and I wanna follow this clay layer into the hill here and see where it intersects with the old river and what's happening. So I know there's gold right on this false bedrock of gravel here, and then up into the old river. I wasn't finding any gold through here. Doesn't mean that underneath all this that there isn't a pre-glacier channel underneath all this. Just looks like it's going to be a lot of hard work, and it may be a little bit too dangerous to continue. I don't know. That's a pretty solid layer. Hit layers like that, they could go for feet. I would have to do a lot of work in here just to find out what's underneath all this. Yeah, like I say, I'll chip at it for a while and see what's happening. If I ain't liking it, we'll abandon this and we'll attack the old river in here, and we'll use this hole here for backfill. All these large boulders and that I can drop down in here nice and easy, make my life easy. Guy could dig his way into this hill a lot quicker, more efficient. But yeah, even if the guy doesn't get through and find what he's looking for, it still does answer lots of questions. You know, for further prospecting, the guy knows when he sees these layers, he'll be able to recognize all this stuff. And eventually, if I ever get to do run a machine mine operation through this claim, what a guy can do is drop sample holes through here with an excavator. A lot safer and a lot quicker. Yeah, like I say, I'll play around in here for a while, but I'm really not liking the looks of this. See, that's pretty solid. Well, a few weeks ago, see my old sample in the hole there. I undercut this as much as I could, took out all the old river and washed it through a high banker. I propped a stump and root ball up here, so when all the overburden underneath here will drop down in and fill the area I dug out. So the whole idea of this is save myself a lot of labor. Now I'll let gravity take care of this root ball for me. I probably won't get in here till next year, but by next year I'll be able to cut this whole face of this hill out and continue on in. Yeah, as you can see, the hill's dropped quite a bit already, because all that overburn that was underneath here is dropped down into the space I made. Yeah, just little things to make the guy's life easier. We'll take these supports out, and then we'll let gravity finish this off for me. Say by next year, after the winter and the thaw, this thing will easily come out of here. Hook will come along up to the root ball, and gotta be able to roll it out of the way. And then just get rid of the little bit of overburden that's acquired here. And we'll have a nice fresh cut to be able to work our way into the hill there. Probably wondering what I'm doing now. Well, that's easy. We're going for the gold. Just got to make a little bridge and support here so the guy can get in here. Still drop stuff down into this hole. Yeah, it's still got a lot of work to go. Prep this site. Alright, back to the long shovel. Oh. Well, I know it's sad we didn't see what was down on the very bottom. But it's getting a little too dangerous. It was a lot further down than I was thinking. Don't mean that we're done with the trying to acquire a bedrock sample. Just means that I'm done digging gravel without gold. And we'll attack this deposit here. Open this up and get a little bit of a gold count. It's one of the main reasons we're out here. Other than, you know, just enjoying being out here, but that was a lot of work for no gold. So we'll punch into this hill and we'll open her up and get a little gold. Still a lot of work to the prepping the site though. Like I say, this hole down here will make life a lot easier though. Rotting wood. There. Oh. I'll get that later. Huh. Just have to figure out how we're going to get at this. It's all old river in here. Don't want to get too carried away. There's gold in here. Yeah, what we'll do is cut this side out. It'll drop there. Make a platform up in here for my high banker. And a guy can work his way in here. Yeah. Sure make things easy when a guy can drop big boulders like this and they'll just take right off. And that thing's pretty solid, it's pretty big. But we'll try not to dump too much of this material down the hole. We'll just save it for the big rock. And wash as much of this as we can. I would say we still got a lot of site preparation. So I'll cut this out, get everything ready for my high banker, and the guy can start worrying about processing this. Be a few hours of work yet. But that's what it's all about. Probably be some of the easiest digging I've done. Oh yeah. Nice rusty material right in here. So yeah, the whole point of prospecting though is guy has his freedom. He is his own maker. A little bit of labor. You just never know. Could be a pocket in here worth $50,000. That's the thing with it. You just don't know. That sure made it a lot easier with that hole. I have to shovel it out of the way. Here's the gold bearing gravel right there. Hopefully we're in the money. Oh man. Well, I got my site all ready to go. So this is ready to start processing. My work area stepped up here. I'm going to run my high banker in the water. It's going to discharge into an old sampling site I have over on the other side. That way the water's all contained. Nothing's going to go into the creek or river at all. But yeah, we got everything ready to go. But I'm gonna sit down, have a coffee, and cool down here and dry off a little bit. A little sweaty right now, but there's nothing wrong with a little sweat. Whew. Good hard day's work. I don't know, it always makes me feel better.
Yeah, I had to pack in a new pump. I got tired of buying old secondhand pumps. I just bought another secondhand one there about a month ago. The damn thing was a good pump, but lasted maybe 20 to 30 hours. And I'm sure a guy could fix it up, but you know, really, you could put 10 hours of work into it for maybe another 30 hours. I'm not a rich man by any means. Anything I have, I work for. So I freaking broke down and I bought a new pump. At least this way,
guy should get probably a good 3 seasons out of it. It's brand new to me, so I'll know exactly how it's been treated. And yeah, here's hoping it has a nice long life, because I'm getting a little tired of buying pumps here. This is kind of funny, actually. The other day I took my dogs down to the vet and basically got soaked down there for a couple shots and a checkup. But you know, my pet's interest in mine, only trying to help them. And they're a little upset with me, I guess, for taking them there. And this morning I woke up to get my gear ready. I go to get my boots, and my lovely dogs decided to strike some revenge on me, and they took my boots and chewed the tops off them for me. So, being a dog with good judgment of character, and they knew that basically I was reaching a boiling point, and they didn't want to come out with me this weekend. I got a fairly large property, and try to chase a dog down in the bush that don't want to come. So I left them at home. That's life, I guess. If life was easy, I guess it would be boring. And my life's definitely not boring. Well, it's a little exciting for me today. I never had a brand new pump. You know, ever since I devoted the rest of my days to prospecting, sure made money tight versus working for somebody. And I do enjoy my independence. I guess maybe that's why they say you're blessed with a little bit less. When you do acquire a little bit more, maybe you gotta appreciate it a little bit more. I know I definitely appreciate having a new pump. So it's a pretty exciting thing for me. And I'm hoping we have a good relationship and a long life together. Take care of her, and hopefully she takes care of me. And that's definitely a little exciting for me. So I've always had old pumps, always smoking, not running properly, get everything hiked in, the damn thing won't work. Yeah, so this will be definitely a treat for me. Ah, perfect. We're back in action. Sure miss having a pump. Oh man, you have no idea how happy I am. Great to actually be able to process some gravel. Funny how the little things in life can be the best thing. Yeah, the gravel is nice and rusty. Lots of big rock in there. Looking pretty good for a nice little gold deposit. Yeah, the settling pond's working out beautiful. Yeah. It's gonna be nice, easy digging. I'll build a punch right in here. Nice work area. Yeah, good day. Now we just need a little bit of gold. We're getting a pretty good sized dent in here now. It's looking like good material. Unfortunately, it's starting to get pretty dark out. I'll run as long as I can. Well, she's starting to get pretty dark. So we're going to shut her down for the night. Still got to get a little bit of firewood going there. Yeah, that hole sure coming in handy. Sure nice to be able to drop all them rocks down versus packing them and throwing them in a pile. Yeah, got a pretty good dent going in the hillside here. Yeah, we'll clean the high banker out in the morning and see what we got. Yeah, I'm gonna go relax for the rest of the night. Can feel a little bit of strain in my back already. It'll be a little rough getting up in the morning. But that's nothing new. Well, good morning. Last night there got pretty dark on me fast, so I didn't have any real time to go cut any proper firewood. So I ended up cutting a rotten snag there, which basically smoldered all night. Pretty hard to cut rotten wet wood and try to make a campfire. So this morning, I'm going to tune up my saw here. I got a nice birch back up in here. The top of it's all diseased and dying, so I'm going to do basically the forest a little bit of a favor. I'm going to cut her down and utilize it for my firewood. The disease from that tree won't spread to the other birch in the area. Yeah, it was a little wet and cold last night for me. So I figure I'd make myself a little treat. Get myself some birch wood. If you ever burnt birch wood before, it burns really nice and hot. It's definitely good for cold nights. Yeah. So I'm gonna tune my saw up here. Wait for my coffee here. Have a quick cup of coffee before I go cut that tree down. You know, falling trees is dangerous. Don't recommend it for everybody. So I'll have a coffee before we get going on that, just because it could be my last cup. Yeah, if you never made camp coffee before, it's probably one of the better coffees. For me anyway, I'm a pretty big coffee drinker. Yeah, the trick to making good camp coffee is get your water boiling as hot as you can get it. And you take it from the heat and you put in as much coffee as you like. I like it pretty strong, so I put in a fair amount. You set it on something cooler or whatever. You don't want it sitting on your fire. Let all that coffee drop to the bottom. You don't want this water boiling. Otherwise your coffee will taste like mud. And you see, because it's sitting on a cooler surface, all that coffee's dropped to the bottom. All the froth, the brown froth in there is mixed in good. So this coffee is ready to go. Yeah, in my opinion, there's nothing better than camp coffee. Just want to pour it nice and slow so you don't get any grounds. A little bit of grounds ain't gonna kill you. And I also think the top of the pot's the best too. Perfect. Yeah, like I say, just take your time. Pour it out. All them grounds will stay in the bottom. I'll have a nice thermos of coffee for the rest of the day. So I used to have one partner I used to go out fishing with all the time. He'd throw his coffee grounds in there and you let it sit there by the fire, slightly boil the whole time, and I swear he took a handful of dirt and boiled it in water. You don't need no cream or sugar. This will keep you going for the rest of the day. Like I say, I'm gonna have my coffee here. Do a couple stretches. And we're gonna go follow that big birch tree in behind us here. Perfect. Yeah, don't get much better than that. Well, here we go.
Well, you didn't think I'd leave without showing you any gold. Like I said the night before, I'd pan off the concentrates and see what we got. So far, it's looking not too bad, and we just begun. But sure is nice to be back on some gold. Till next time, take care out there.